Again, so hopefully this time I won't be like shutting y'all off and all this stuff. So I look a mess. I'm always got this fuzzy hair and I'm just gonna embrace it. Got my Run Ella Run shirt on. Hopefully you guys are signing up for that. I'm gonna do that with me on June 3rd. So I know this is probably quicker than what you thought was gonna happen, but I am doing one of the recipes that I found with my research for increasing fiber in our diets. And so I'm just going to kind of show you how easy it is to prep it and get it started and in the oven. This is actually going to be mine and Alex's dessert for after dinner. But before I get into that, I got to show y'all this. I don't know if y'all ever watched Rachel Ray back in the day when she was on Food Network. I mean, she's still on Food Network, but it was more often. But she used to always say, I wish we had smell-o-vision. So I wish we had smell-o-vision because I'm cooking dinner. So I am making, I know maybe it doesn't look good to you, I don't know. But I am making my version of fried chicken. So, yeah. And I know you're probably like, what? Melissa, you keep talking about eating clean and eating healthy and not eating fried foods and you're making fried chicken. Well, let me tell you how I make it. So again, it's my version. I've gotten where I don't really care for chicken breasts. I just feel like the meat's not very good. It's not very juicy. It's not very tasty. So I keep some boneless, skinless, frozen chicken breast and chicken tenders in my freezer at all times because it's easy and it's quick. But I have started buying the boneless, skinless chicken thighs, which is the darker meat of the chicken, but I find that it's more tender and it's a little more tasty, and I know it probably has more calories, but I don't care. So what I do with those boneless chicken thighs is I warm my olive oil up. I don't cook them too fast. And then while they're still in their little styrofoam, I salt, pepper, and then I have, let me get it to show you. This is something we bought in Tennessee. And to be honest with you, I don't even know. There's not even a thing on it. But anyway, this is what it looks like. And it's coconut rum seasoning. And I just use a little bit. And then I use onion powder and garlic powder, and then I put that on, and then I take, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces of the chicken, and I use 2 tablespoons of coconut flour, and I sprinkle that over the top and kind of pat it down, and then once that olive oil is hot, I put that side down in the pan, and while that's kind of searing and sizzling, I do the same thing to the other side. I let that go for 5 or 6 minutes, flip it, and let that go for about 5 or 6 minutes. And then when we went to the pool, I just put it in a really low oven. When I got back, I pulled it out, put it back on the warm. I drizzled a little bit of balsamic vinegar on top, and now it's just kind of sizzling. Not really doing, it's cooked, it's just staying warm. So that will last us a while because Chris is out of town. But that's my version of fried chicken. It's really, really tasty, and it's fairly good for you. And we'll probably fix a salad tonight. Let me show you, because I have been talking a lot about eating clean, eating whole, eating healthy. I want to show you kind of my kitchen. It's a mess, but I'm going to turn this and show you. So this is my counter. And got all kinds of goodies here. Grapes sitting open because the boys love them. I've got pears and apples, oranges, lemons, key limes, bananas, and these key limes, they're getting a little bit old. They're not very green. They actually look yellow, but they were very green when I got them. These are fantastic. Got avocados, sweet potatoes. I do have some regular potatoes back there that I bought before I started getting my life together. This baby right here, that's jicama. If you've never tried jicama, get you some jicama. That peel right there, once you cut it, it just peels right off. And then like you see that little like cut in it, you just cut that out. And then you grate it in your salads, and it is fantastic. Then I got my onions, and then I'm going to show you my fridge. Hopefully it's not too terribly messy. So there's my fridge. It's a little messy. So I've got my spinach, and down here I have kale, Brussels sprouts, cucumber, peppers, asparagus, carrots, got my eggs, a little bit of everything. So you can kind of see how messy of a person I am. But that kind of shows you what I stock my fridge with while I'm trying to eat better. I still use real butter. That cream cheese is getting kind of old. Once in a while I still use real cream cheese. You probably see some bad stuff in there too. I didn't just throw away everything, but anyway. Okay, so get this turned back around. Hi. So let's get to the real reason I'm posting this, and this is fiber part 2. So this is sharing my first recipe that I'm trying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to make it. It takes 15 minutes to make, and then again, this is going to be our dessert tonight. Once we eat it, I will come back and I'll give you a review and tell you if I like it or not. So what this is it is a warm pear with cinnamon ricotta. All right, so 1 serving would be 1 pear. All right, but I'm making 2 servings. So I have already cut a pear. I'm going to turn you back around so you can kind of see all my supplies. So I have already cut a pear in half and cored it. This is my second pear I've got to do. All right, then I'm going to use part skim ricotta cheese, just Walmart brand, and then we've got my big old bottle of cinnamon because we love some cinnamon around here. Okay, so let me turn you back. All right, so for 1 serving, we're talking 170 calories, 5 grams of fat, that's coming from your cheese, and 8 grams of protein, that's coming from your cheese too, so that's pretty good. Now, if you are watching your carbs, this does have 27 grams of carbs. That's coming from your pear. Okay, so that's your natural sugars. And then this is going to have 5 grams of fiber per serving. Okay, so 1 pear, and that ricotta cheese is going to give us 5 grams. So if you remember from earlier, as women, we need anywhere from 21 to 25 grams of fiber. So I don't know how much fiber I've had today because I haven't tracked it, but this is only going to give me 1/5 of my fiber for the day. But that's kind of good that this is my dessert and I'm going to get 1/5 of it. All right, so what I'm going to do is see if I can set you guys up to watch me kind of put all this together. I probably should practice this a little bit more. All right, actually let's do that. Okay, so basically because I'm making this for Alex and myself, I'm just doubling the recipe. So the first thing is obviously the pear, and I'm just going to show you how, I got to figure out how to get you guys where you can see my cutting board. This is a learning curve for me, can you tell? Let's see, I'm going to put y'all on the strawberries. Nope, that's not good. We're just going to have fun with this. Okay, so I've got my pear, and I got my big old knife. Now, I always have people say, where do you get your knives? Sam's Club. Great place to get knives. Okay, so, but of course, be careful. So I'm just going to cut this right down the center. Okay, and then here is where your core is. All right, that's where the seeds are. And I just have a regular old soup tablespoon, and I just kind of draw. Oh, this one is not as ripe as the other one. Kind of draw a circle and scoop out that core. It's probably a good thing I'm cooking this pear because it's tough. So I just kind of scoop that out so that I have a little well in my pear. And then that's going to go in my little baking sheet. So I'm going to do that again on this side. I'm going to kind of draw a circle around the core with my spoon. If you didn't get your arm workout last night, you can get it now with this pear. All right. Probably should. Oh, that went on the floor. Okay, so I've got that cored out so you have a little well. All right, so all my pears are in my baking sheet. Now, I would suggest you work pretty fast because these pears are going to turn brown as soon as the air hits them. You can put lime or lemon juice on it to keep them from turning brown. But of course, that is going to affect the flavor of your dessert. So the heat's going to turn it brown anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop it in the oven. So I've got my oven set on broil. Okay, that's the heat from the top, and it's really hot. I think it's like 500 degrees. And you are going to put those pears under the broiler for 10 to 12 minutes until they're tender. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to show you how to make the ricotta cheese part. And then once you take that out, You top each pear with the ricotta cheese mixture, and you're supposed to serve it warm, but we'll probably not eat it until a little bit later. But anyway, so this is kind of what we're doing. So I'm going to step away and put this in the oven. Okay, I've set my timer for 10 minutes. So that is, those 4 half pears are under the broiler for 10 minutes, okay, until they're tender. And it does say 10 to 12 minutes. So our next thing that we're going to do is the ricotta topping. Now this calls for no sweetener, and you know, there's a lot of people that say go ahead and use sugar substitute, but even the Splenda, aspartame, all that stuff has a bad rap too. I've been using Trevia in the raw. I like it. I don't like it as much as Splenda, but supposedly it's better for you. I say just pick your battles. You know, eat what you want to eat within moderation. Okay, so again, this is the part skim ricotta cheese. Just got it at Walmart. Plug for Walmart online shopping. My favorite way to shop, especially when I'm eating healthy, because I just print out my recipes. I print out what I want to eat for the week. I go on the line. I order everything I need. I never go in the store. I don't get tempted by stuff on the shelves. I check out. I go pick it up. They put it in my car. I come home and I'm done. And then I've not gotten anything I shouldn't have. All right, so if you're doing this just for you, you're going to want to do a 1/4 cup. But because I'm doing it for me and Alex, I'm going to do a 1/2 cup. So I've got my 1/2 cup measurement. And I'm just going to spoon that right in. So funny story about Alex. He loves cheese, all types of cheese. And I always keep, that is a little more than a 1/2 cup. I always keep feta cheese in the fridge for my salads because I love it. I love the tang it kind of gives it. And from what I understand, like your feta cheeses, your goat cheeses, those things are very, in a small way processed. Not like your other cheeses, so they're actually better for you. But he always calls feta cheese ricotta cheese, and he wants salad with ricotta cheese on it. And I'm like, honey, no, that's like spreadable. Anyway, okay, so for one person, for one serving, you're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. But obviously, I'm doubling it, so I'm using a 1/2 teaspoon. So that's your math lesson for today. All right. So my cinnamon's getting low. Oh, that smells good. So I'm just going to put that right there. So that was my 1/2 teaspoon. I got my spoon, and I'm just going to stir it up. Stir, stir, stir. All right. And obviously it's going to turn a nice brown color. So some people find that cinnamon is a little bit bitter. So that would be where you might want to put maybe a packet of Trevia in, or maybe 2 if you're doubling the recipe. But also remember, those pears are already naturally sweet, and when you are roasting them, they're actually going to get sweeter because when you apply heat to that sugar, it caramelizes it, which actually, in my opinion, makes it sweeter. All right, so I've got that mixed up, and it's kind of a light brown. So what's going to happen is I'm going to pull those pears out of the oven in 6.5 minutes. And I'm going to top it with the ricotta cheese, and we're going to have it for dessert, and I'll give you a review. And if you guys want to try it, let me know how you like it. And if you want me to post the recipe, I can do that too. All right, I'm out because I got to feed the kids, and I am dancing with a friend tonight. Right here in my dining room that I've turned into my little personal studio. So I will catch you guys after a while. Hope you're enjoying your day, and I hope you try this recipe and enjoy it too. So have fun getting more fiber in. I'll see you guys later.